have we yet decided within the European Union that culture is a significant force that as a balancing force to the economic and political powers that exist. However, at the same time as I sympathize strongly with what you are saying, we have to talk about who is actually listening to what we are saying. If you will allow me to be just for 2 seconds, a moment pedagogic, we have the members of parliament. We have the member states and their governments, which are changing regularly, but trying to maintain a relationship with the European Union. We have the Commission. We have the cultural sector. Who are we speaking to when you say, are they interested? Do you mean the Commission? Well, I would say that the Commission is interested. They have written a document. I don't know if you have read it in detail, but they have written a document which is putting one big step forward in making culture an essential part of the European project. Now, they have to do it very carefully because there are member states that say, don't touch our culture. There are member states that say, what are you doing in this area? This is not what it's about. You have no right to touch this. And the Commission is trying to find, with the open method of coordination as one tool, trying to find a way to put the cultural dimension into the European agenda as clearly as they can. I think the document, to be honest, is actually quite good considering the times and the situation that we are in today. So let's be, I hate this word because when everyone says it to me, I start to cry, but let's be realistic. Let's find out what we really can get out of this situation right now and then take the next step when it comes. Our battles, the battle you are talking about, that my organization is doing in Stockholm, that you are doing here or wherever you are existing, these battles have to do with our member states, our municipalities, our politicians, to try to get them to want to engage more closely with Europe. But from the Commission's perspective, they have given us now a tool. And they're asking us, can you help make this tool just a little bit sharper? And can you give us your agreement to this tool so that we can go on discussing with the member states, knowing that the sector is behind us and with us? And one of the tools is to maintain a sustainable dialogue with us. That is, we're not giving them a blank check today and then closing the discussion. We're opening a conversation with them. So, in fact, what we want Antonio to report from our workshop on intercultural dialogue, there were 3 threads presented in the communication for culture. 1, intercultural dialogue. Is this something that the European Union should engage in, which is beyond what the member states individually are doing? Secondly, the creative economy. That is, in what way does the Lisbon process and other economic development, is culture and economic development somehow intertwined? And is there something that the EU can do, for example, with regulations, rules, competition, double taxes, visums, other things that have been talked about here that make cultural products move in a more easy way? And the third is external relations, which somehow overlaps, in my opinion, with the intercultural dialogue question. But if we look at it, the intercontinental external relations, then there is a separate area there. Now, we have taken on the job, all of you who have remained in these 2 days, taken on the job of coming with some comments back to the Commission about the communication on culture to strengthen their position, and hopefully they will become also our spokespeople for this. I mean, the Commission is, in fact, working for us. They are not a kind of an own organism. If they always know that, I'm not sure, but we would like to send that message to them to remember that they actually are our civil servants for the sector and not just for some general political goals. So, that said, I think it's extremely important that we continue to ask this question: what is our curiosity? What are these big, what is our interest in intercultural dialogue? But what we're trying to find now are policy proposals, concrete policy proposals that will make our work easier, those of us who are at work with intercultural dialogue. And I think that some ideas have come up during these 2 days, and I hope that Antonio has been able to put his finger on several of them. So unless there is another very important intervention at this moment, I would like to give the word to Antonio to ask him to tell us what he thinks we have been saying and we can tell him if that's true. Sabine, please.